Everyone okay? Everyone got it up, yeah?
Yep.
Got it?
Smashing. Sweet. Okay. Hunter, mate, you got it up, yeah?
Yep.
Lovely. Okay, guys. So, ambushes are new, or basically, how to ambush the enemy effectively. So, let's take this nice little quote here. An ambush is defined in the US Army's Infantry Platoon and Rifle Squad publication as a surprise attack by fire from concealed positions on a moving or temporarily halted enemy unit. It combines the advantages and characteristics of the offense with those of the defense. So, basically, that kind of sums it up pretty well. Does everyone kind of understand the logic behind that explanation? I can't really say it any better than myself. It's basically just a surprise attack on the enemy that they're not expecting from a concealed position, and then basically not spending too much time in the AO and pulling out when things start to turn a little bit south. So it is not a prolonged engagement. It is basically a short hit and run. Everyone happy?
Happy?
Yep.
Sweet. Feel free to grab a notepad and pencil, guys. There's some good stuff in here that will probably be quite useful. Just little sort of little trigger words that you'll understand if someone says that you'll be able to then read. So cool. All right, next slide. Slide number 3, gents. Cool. The key elements of any ambush are friendly positioning, location of the kill zone, and proper initiation of fire. So, friendly positioning, that basically looks at how, if you've got any other friendly forces that aren't engaged in the ambush, they are basically in a position either side of you to keep security. But the best ambushers have the friendly forces located in good cover and concealment, firing from an elevated position. This makes it the most difficult for the ambush enemy to be able to effectively retaliate. Don't really need to say anything more than that, it's pretty simple. So, the kill zone itself. The kill zone in the area in which the fire is focused at, and it's the initiation of the ambush. An ideal kill zone has very little cover or concealment and no significant terrain features that might cause dead zones to exist. Anyone really want to capitalise on that? Why is a good kill zone a good open area?
Because our enemy cannot hide.
Exactly that. Yeah. Enemy can't hide. There's no obstruction. You've got clear sight lines. If enemies start to push out, which the AI is very smart nowadays, is that they do look to try and flank you and push out, and they do look to push the nearest cover. The idea is have an opening in front of you that means you can effectively engage and stop. So, a kill zone should be well covered by friendly lines of fire, and any potential exits from it should be able to fire at into without friendly forces shifting positions. So that's basically the idea of where you set up, is being able to see everything. If you set up behind a hill and can't see anything, then obviously you're not going to effectively be able to ambush. All simple stuff, guys. All simple stuff. Grenadiers should ensure that any dead space or obvious cover or concealment can be easily taken under fire with their grenades and position themselves accordingly. From that, guys, when we set up an ambush, what is something that I will always look for you guys to automatically do? You need a Vector 21 to be able to do it. It's very useful for anti-tanks, AT people. What should you do when you've set up an ambush?
TRP.
TRP? Yep.
Pre-range.
Pre-range. That's the one I'm looking at.
What's TRP?
Rodel.
Target reference points. So, if you see like a house in an area, you can say, "Oh, that house is 500 meters away." So anything that comes close to that area is already pre-ranged.
Precisely that. And it's just so if you say, "Oh, we've got enemy moving at TRP2," you know that TRP2 is a house or like a rock or something that is easily to pick out in an area that you're looking to have a kill zone set up in. So it just basically allows everyone to very quickly turn and understand where the enemy is. Pre-ranging is what I was looking at, guys. So when we look at especially ambushing armoured convoys or motorised convoys, you want to look to really have everything pre-ranged so that you know what the range is for the enemy, so you can effectively engage with AT. That's something that you can either look to do yourself, or if you want to, maybe have someone do it for you, it can be quite useful. Most likely, you probably have someone do it for you if you're using a Moors, but 84-wise, you guys have probably been in many ops where someone's screaming, "What's the range? What's the range?" So that's the reason why we look to be as prepared as possible, so that doesn't happen. So you can just fire and engage, and that's the idea of an ambush: is to really hit as hard as possible in as shortest amount of time, so that you spend as little time as possible exposed. I'm beginning to waffle. I apologise. Let's move on. Preparation of initiative of fire. The signal to start the ambush is usually given verbally by the element leader, i.e. myself, or an FTL. He will give a warning the ambush is about to begin so that everyone can sight on targets and prepare to fire. Once the order is given, all friendly should begin firing a heavy and accurate volume fire into the kill zone. Continue firing until all enemy are confirmed dead, or the element leader gives the commands to shift or cease fire. One special consideration, guys, and this is the one that you need to kind of really remember, because the amount of ambushes that we've done, and this does happen, one special consideration must be made clear for ambushers. If a friendly accidentally fires before the element leader, or if another squad starts engaging the enemy before we do, The ambush is initiated whether it should have been or not. So we had one operation, for example, guys, before where everyone was set up, everyone was ready for this ambush, and a saber started firing on the enemy before anyone else was ready to. So because of that, the ambush was then called and everyone started lighting up the enemy. It does happen sometimes. You've got itchy trigger fingers, people not, if you haven't got your gun on safety, you might accidentally misclick. It does happen. So if that is the case, you then look to initiate the ambush. Everyone understand?
Yeah.
Yep.
Same for explosives. If we've got any mines set out or anything like that, you want to then look to start setting those off. Try and get them off as quickly as possible. Obviously,
I have a question regarding the usage of ambush in the cav.
Yep.
I know either to destroy the enemy or to get hold of some information or something.
Yep. So basically, slide number 5 kind of explains it quite well. There's always a reason for an ambush. For example, we'll get to that in a moment. But yes, ambush. It all kind of comes between that cross lines between ambushing and raiding. So raiding is obviously looking to get into a location, engage the enemy, get what's needed, and get out. And an ambush is kind of along the same lines, but it's looking to engage the enemy for a reason and then look to pull away before it gets too messy. We'll get onto that in a sec, mate. Right, any questions, guys, so far? Smashing, silence is always good. Right, ambush locations. This is quite an important one, guys. It's all very self-explanatory. So, selecting locations which minimise enemy movement but maximise your effectiveness. What does this mean? So, reduce the enemy's movement, force the enemy into terrain that funnels them into a kill zone or prevents escape away from blue 4 positions. What does that kind of mean, guys? What kind of terrain would you sort of ideally fit to that statement there?
Urban or forested?
Urban or forested, yep, that's good concealment. What other ones, guys?
Hillside next to a road.
Hillside next to the road, yep, that gives you elevation, also gives you perfect position so the enemy can only move in one direction. Also allows you to see down the hill. Loads of things like that. So I was thinking more kind of the lines of a valley or a big piece of defilade, like a road that goes between two hilltops. Just the idea is that the enemy can only go forward or backwards. Right, next one. Force them out of covered positions. Pick a kill zone that forces the enemy into open areas without cover for them to fire back from. Just self-explanatory. Pick a kill zone which allows you to kill everything within it. Don't let the enemy find dead zones to hide in, places which you can't see or fire upon. This usually kind of covers like rocks, buildings, things that the enemy can move to use as hard cover, which makes it harder to engage them. That does happen sometimes, guys, and if that is the case, then we look to blow it up as good as possible. Oh, that's all right, Jeep man. That's all good. So yes, then from that, guys, so once we've picked a position that we are going to create an ambush from, most likely we'll be looking to grab somewhere that's got all those terrain types or an area where the kill zone is rather open. And I'm going to sort of explain that when we get into the game. So we're then going to look to pick an ambush type to match the terrain. For example, a linear ambush may work well in a tight valley road, whilst an L-shaped ambush might work well on a curved road against a cliff backdrop, which cuts off the enemy's escape road, which is employed properly. Another good version of a linear ambush is what Hunter just said a minute ago. It would be in an urban environment, which would be to flood between the buildings in a long line to fully be able to engage the enemy in one hit, and then pull back using the urban buildings as good cover. Another linear ambush is probably when you're coming up against more likely infantry in a more dense area, which is more applied to a hasty ambush where haven't been able to deploy properly. Right, number 5, deliberate, hasty, and delaying. There are 3 main types of ambushes. There's obviously probably a few more. There's different types of ambushes, guys. You've got there's V-shaped ambushes, but I'll get to that in a minute. But deliberate, hasty, and delaying. There are 3 main types, basically. That's it. So, firstly, deliberate ambush. These are typical ambushes. These are most likely the ones that we tend to do in SPs and FTXs. It's basically just about being as prepared as possible, laying mines, explosives on clackers, and looking to basically pre-range. Deliberate is basically allowing you to be as prepared as possible and digging in hard. So these are most typically against vehicle combos, so like infantry in motorized or mechanized environments, and sometimes MBTs. You may be tasked in a mission to take out a slice of terrain and cover roads that an enemy convoy is expected to pass. In such a situation, demolition plays a large part. Mines can be set as conceptual charges and other explosive devices. A relatively large amount of prep time is given for this, and the results tend to reflect this. So I'm sure everyone's done some sort of long timed engagement for an ambush like this. So the big unknown is whether the expected enemy force will be the same composition and size as our missions briefing or intelligence reported. That's very important, guys. As we're starting to use drones more and more, intel will change. For example, can everyone remember the FTX that just went by on the weekend? I'm sure everyone can. So originally, we were meant to push through all those towns, all through those checkpoints, but our intel came back that they were all heavily taken, so the mission plan changed. And that's basically what's going to happen with this. We might get told that there's a 4-vehicle motorized element pushing towards us, and then we might be able to scan on the drones or whatever and find out that it's a lot bigger, or there's MPTs involved. So it's all about basically adopting and adapting. So just always be aware that there could be more than expected and more.
Yeah, that's why an ambush should always be designed to let the enemy through if it would be necessary. Also,
yes.
Some entities others than targets could move through the ambush, such as civilians or parts of the enemy which are not your target.
Yep. That's quite true. Or you look to, if you have a priority target, for example, if you're looking to try and neutralize the infantry over the vehicles, you literally hit and run. You look to engage what you need to and get out straight away. Obviously, every single time you don't necessarily need to engage the enemy. You can let them pass to wait for a better opportunity to engage. You're quite right, mate, and that does happen sometimes, especially in sort of TAC 2 or whatever other opportunities. I've done one before where we've actually not gone ahead and done it and stayed stealthy so we can hit it again. Brilliant stuff. Hasty Ambush. Who wants to volunteer to read a Hasty Ambush for me?
I'll read it.
Go for it, mate.
Hasty ambushes are usually against enemy infantry, but can also be against other enemy forces. The decision to conduct a hasty ambush needs to be communicated rapidly, since there usually isn't much time to get positioned and ready to open fire. Fire team leaders and squad leaders are the most common leaders to give orders for a hasty ambush. Satchel charges and other explosives play a very limited role in these types of ambushes due to the lack of time and ability to position them.
Yep, so I pretty much just explained that a minute ago. Oh, hang on. I've lost it. There we are. And it's back. Yeah, so I've just explained on this. So hasty ambushes obviously is not having the setup time possible to do it. So obviously it's the clue is hasty. It's trying to get as quickly in position as possible to provide the best positions possible to engage the enemy. Any questions? Pretty simple way. Smashing. Right. Delaying ambush. Campbell, go for it, mate. Read it for us.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I have to get this pulled up here. Delaying or guerrilla ambushes work best against enemy infantry. Purpose of them is to either delay the enemy's pursuit of friendly forces during withdrawal, or sow confusion and death amid their ranks. Size of ambush team is of this nature is usually a squad or less. Goal of delaying ambush is to engage the enemy by fire and cause enough casualties to temporarily halt them.
Yep.
At that point, team withdraws to another defensive position for where they can repeat the ambush if possible. The goal of guerrilla ambush, on the other hand, is to engage the enemy by fire, cause casualties, and then withdraw before the enemy can decisively respond. Guerrilla ambush team breaks contact maneuvers to lose pursuit from the enemy and evaluates its next move. Both the ambush teams must be able to engage the enemy, produce the desired effect, and relocate or disengage before enemy support assets such as artillery or gas can be brought to bear.
Perfect. Yep. So it kind of it's all very self-explanatory, guys. So a guerrilla ambush or delaying ambush is more the kind of, if you're a forward element looking to try and halt the enemy whilst the main force gets prepared, or if you're against an overwhelming force, you then look to use an environment which conceals you fully, and then you look to engage the enemy and pull out. It's kind of all very self-explanatory, guys. Any questions?
It could also be used to lure the enemy into a dead alley where their main ambush is.
Yes, yeah, that's what I've said. Yep. So a forward element looking to give enough time for a proper ambush to be set up, which they will then walk straight into and hopefully, trip over their toes, as it were. Cool. All right. Well, let's smash through the next bit, guys. So L-shaped ambushes. So everyone just have a look at the diagram there. It's all very self-explanatory. So the idea is to have one kind of fire team as a blocking fire team to engage the enemy head-on, and the other one is to look to engage the enemy from the side and be able to basically keep them tight, blocked in, and engage at full suppression. So more often than not, you'd probably look to have obviously an AR on each fire team and an AT in each one.
Excuse me, where does the enemy come from?
So it all obviously depending on the application of where it is. So if it's on a road or it's a an L-shaped ambush is more likely on a curved part of the road or.
You're already at the L-shaped ambush, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we had.
Oh, I've skipped one, haven't I? Linear ambushes. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we'll go back to linear. Linear ambush is the most basic type. The idea is having everyone in a single line. It's more useful in a hasty ambush or a guerrilla style ambush. And the idea is that the longer the line is, it's harder for the enemy to find concealment because you can see more of them. This is obviously more useful in an urban or a more heavily concealed environment.
Right, so the enemy is coming from the right to the left side or left to right?
Yes, basically. That's the idea.
All right.
So yeah, this is more from a straight line perspective. Yeah.
I don't think it matters if they're coming from the north or from the east or west. It's a linear ambush, whether or not you attack them from the flank or the front.
Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't necessarily. It is all basically it's all applicable to the situation, and also it all depends on how much time you have to set up. So ideally, I'd always personally go with an L-shaped ambush, just because it gives you more of a counter-attack position and more of a more ability to engage all of the enemy while stopping them. And the only way that they can really go is backwards, and that's the real ideal situation. So, right, L-shaped ambushes. I've kind of mostly explained that. I don't really need to gloss anything more on that, guys. It's kind of all. Everyone kind of understand everything I'm trying to say so far. Apologies if it's boring you all to death, but just want to try and get everyone on the same page with what. But the idea from this, guys, is that everyone can go away and be able to set or deploy an ambush themselves and have the knowledge to do so. Right, we'll quickly just gloss through this next one. So, vehicle ambush considerations. So, if you're firing against it all depends on the equipment you have, guys. So, and also the idea of support that we have. So, if we're just a squad size element working with light AT, we're probably going to look to engage and to basically be able to disable and stop the enemy as much as possible. So, let's say you've got 5 vehicles in a convoy. And let's say that they're all motorized, for example. Which of those 2 vehicles should you prioritize in engaging and hopefully halting?
Front and rear.
Front and rear. Why?
Block their escape in front and rear.
Perfect. Exactly. Yep. That's just basically like putting the screw in the top on the bottle. Basically, keeps the enemy trapped within. It also creates panic. And the idea that they don't necessarily know where the enemy, where we are engaging them. Yep. So obviously, guys, if there's an MBT in the convoy, that should most likely be the first thing that we look to engage and destroy, because that's the thing that could be the hardest to take out and also the most likely to provide support to the enemy that is dismounted. Yeah, when numbers allow for it, double up anti-tank gunners on each target. 1AT should fire his weapon at a tank or other piece of armor. The other AT gunner standing by to take shot if the first misses. But not that any of you will miss any of your AT shots, will you?
Never.
No one's going to miss their AT
Hans
shots
isn't
this
here.
evening, That's true. That's good. That's a good point. Yeah. So no one's going to miss this evening. That's good. That pleases me. So why should we stay away from knocked out vehicles?
They might explode. There might be enemy personnel lurking around.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much the amount of times I've seen people walk up to tanks that look like they've been disabled but haven't, and then all of a sudden the whole crew dismounts around them and then everyone gets lit up. Yeah. Place explosives where the terrain is tightest. Yeah, that's so the idea is that, again, this bottleneck idea, so keeping the enemy in one position and pushing through a very small gap allows you to accurately target them with AT fire and this whole idea of pre-ranging and explosives. Brilliant. I don't think I need to gloss on that anymore. Breaking contact. Okay, guys, so as I said at the very beginning, the idea of an ambush is it is not a prolonged engagement. The idea is to engage for a certain amount of time until you feel that the enemy has been should we say, thinned out enough, or the objective is complete. For example, if we have a targeted vehicle, and the idea is then to have a fallback point, and that's very, very important. Why is that very important?
In case you guys get separated on your exfil.
Exactly that. So, for example, if the ambush doesn't go correctly, or things turn south fast, you need to try and get out there as quickly as possible. So having a fallback point gives you that option to then be able to break contact as quickly as possible. I don't need to say anything else on that. I think most of this we've already been over, haven't we? So part of breaking contact, guys, what's obviously, if for example, most likely in a linear ambush, what's something you should look to do? It's written right there, but what's something both fire teams should look to do as they pull back from the enemy?
Suppressing fire.
Shoot them.
Shoot him. And how would that most likely be executed with both fire teams pulling back?
Pounding.
Bounding, that's the word. Yep, so basically we've all done it. We've been through it before. Bounding Overwatch. It looks to have one fire team hold and engage the enemy the best they can whilst one pulls back to then do the same. And the idea of that, guys, is that so someone is always covering and always on security and always basically aware of where the enemy is whilst one falls back. Just looks to keep the guns down range. Brilliant stuff. I hope that was useful, guys. Apologies if it's a bit in depth, but I think it's useful. Hopefully we can go from this and everyone would be happy to set up an ambush. Any questions, guys, before we have the fun part? Love it. Silence is always good. Everyone happy with that, yeah?
Let's go rock the boat.
Right, guys, go ahead and go back into game.
Don't forget to put your acre on.
Yep, acre on, chaps. Acre on. Alright. Everyone hear me alright?
Yep.
Radar check.
Brilliant stuff. So, yep, I heard that, Hunter. Let's go have a quick radio check from bottom to top, guys. Short range is 5-1.
Road 1.
Sorry, Paul, mate. Oh, yeah, acre on, bud. Acre on.
Yeah, I am. My hotkey's not working. Stand by.
Oh, no worries. Alright, okay, skip up. Jupiter, mate.
Jupe.
Campbell.
Hola.
Fox.
Fox up.
Fantastic. Ashford. Lovely. And Commander Tory.
Up.
Fantastic.
Up.
My radio is
Sound
not giving me
unlocked.
the option to have a push to talk on it for some reason.
That's strange. Which radio? You got 343, yeah?
Yeah.
Check what your push to talk button is, or your standard radio button is in game.
No, I've got the radio button set up, but you know how when you go to your radios in the Ace Interact, you can like choose which push to talk you want on, 1, 2, or 3?
Yes.
It's not there at all.
Really?
I'm gonna try dropping the radio, picking up a new one.
Yeah, try that, mate. Try that. Alright, guys, there is a striker outside to the left, just by this camo net in here. Go ahead and load up any ammo you want into that bad
I
boy.
think it only gives you the push-to-talk options if you're carrying more than one radio.
That might be it.
That's true.
Either way, it wasn't working.
Cool, guys. Yeah, let's go ahead and load up. Hunter, mate, go ahead and colour up red for us, if that's alright.
Okay. Set the red, Hunter.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alright,
Oh,
cycle
let's
radio
try
check.
to get some extra ammo for you.
Yep, radio and radio.
Yeah, Lima Charlie, Cypol. Alright guys, just go ahead and start loading up into the striker out here. If everyone could grab AT, everyone grab some sort of launcher. Negative, just if you're an AR, don't panic. Just normal Rifleman only.
You are a specialist. He must have had the wrong profile, maybe. Yeah, it's all good. Alright, Alpha Bravo, sound off and fully mounted. Everyone hear me alright, Bather?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Okay, Alpha's fully mounted.
Bravo's all in.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. So, can everyone remember the FTX on Sunday?
Yeah.
So, it all kind of went well at the very beginning, and then it kind of went all south towards the end, where we basically underestimated the enemy's forces and what we were up against, and then lots of squads got wiped, and then we ended up trying to run in to rescue them, and then we were basically left on our own at the end there. So, the idea with last week's FTX, guys, if you've read Royal Call, which I hope you all have, we were supposed to engage and neutralise the enemy, the insurgent motor pool, but we failed to do that. So we've pulled out. We set up checkpoint Wolfman, and the idea is now that we're going to be engaging whatever targets come out of that motor pool. So tonight, guys, we are going to be setting up a ambush. I'm going to be looking to engage the enemy convoy. So everyone looked at, could open up the maps for me and just open up and have a look at 026 TAC 112. Everyone got eyes on that? It's only down the road.
Eyes on.
So guys, we're going to look to set up an L-shaped ambush at this position. So going from what I said before, why is this a good position to set up an L-shaped ambush? By reading the map terrain, guys.
To elevation to it a little bit.
Yep.
Curve in the road.
Curve in the road, yep. Everything else, guys?
There's no cover concealment for the enemy on the road.
Perfect. Bang on, mate. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Exactly it. So when we get there, you'll be able to see what kind of how it's working out, and you'll be able to pre-range and figure out basically where the best kill zone is. I'm going to let you guys mark the kill zone when we get there. Once we get there, guys, we're obviously going to look to recon what we're up against. There's a stage convoy somewhere along this ASR to the south on the route that we took. If you guys remember, we took heavy contact in the sort of hamlets of Ojala and Lansikiala. Did I pronounce that right, Rodel?
Yes.
Yes, close enough. Close enough. So yeah, so basically that's what we're going to do, guys. So we got about, I'm going to guess probably looking at about 15 minutes to set up a deliberate ambush against a enemy convoy. Once that's done, guys, we're going to look to fall back, and we'll be setting up a hasty ambush at waypoint 2. Everyone got eyes on waypoint 2?
Eyes on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea, guys. We're going to hit the enemy hard, look to neutralise their vehicles. Once all their vehicles have been neutralised, we'll then be looking to fall back. All right. So we'll go ahead and shift out to RP1. Everyone on board? Everyone got drinks and snacks?
Cooking right as we speak.
Fantastic. Right, let's head out and check Mount Wolfman.
UAV's up.
UAV's up, lovely. Keep it staged for now. We'll look to get it set up in a moment.
Hey, Rodel.
Send it.
They destroyed Fob Killian last night.
What? No,
Oh,
oh, Fob Killian.
Those fucking bastards, they killed my fob and took the town.
Did you see Nomad put up a new phone?
He did?
Yeah. It's in Umbra Woods, or just south of us.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh god, this corner in a minute is going to bring back some horrible memories from my face and BMP.
BMP!
BMP.
And of course, as last time, first squad is gonna come in and save the day.
Yeah, yep. I felt like we should have been like blowing the bugles as we charged in to save 2 and 3. Alright, as you're aware, guys, we have no crewmen, so the vehicle will literally be only used as an exfil capacity. We will not have a 50 cal support, so we are going to have to be engaging the enemy the best we can ourselves. Alright, gents, stand by.
Stand by.
Bye.
Stand by.
Alright, this hill's steeper than I realised.
Who's got explosives on them?
I'll look to make the vehicle an arsenal if anyone hasn't.
Oh, I got
We
4
don't necessarily
demolition
have to
blocks
use
and 1 apers.
Oh, perfect.
Got an
Yeah,
AT4.
overboard. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, dismount, guys.
Dismount. Rodel.
Yeah.
Take Bravo, head out to SBF 1. I'll head out to
Cool.
the
Alright, guys.
Sound good.
So take a knee for me, just have a quick gander at the map. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Those SBF positions, they're rough, but they are pretty sighted to basically engage the enemy the best you can. So go ahead and shift to those guys, pick the best cover, dig in as hard as you can. Whoever's got the mines, go ahead and set those up. Just quickly. Alright, Alpha Bravo, between you guys, I want you to go ahead and designate a kill zone and look to pre-range everything within said kill zone. I'd look to get some TRPs down as well. I'll leave that to you guys. There's one thing I want to get from this and from the FTX on Sunday, guys, is do not be afraid to mark that map. I will not tell you off. If you start putting down really useful information, start marking buildings, start marking things that are really useful for not only us, but the entirety of the platoon, I will never moan at you. So, alright guys, that's Oscar Mike. Let's get in your SPF positions. Let's get those mines laid down. We've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay, Ashford, bring Alpha to SBF 2. I will go with Fox and designate the kill zone.
Copy. Northwest to SPF 1, 2.
Let's see what we are doing. What we're dealing with.
Nice walk in the park.
Yeah.
Okay guys, the rally point, RP1, that'll be our fallback position. Move to that when it's called.
This is uphill from there.
Yeah, this is uphill. Was thinking that if where is Rollo setting up? Rollo is setting up there. Yeah, I think moving up.
You're far.
Yeah.
Off.
A bit far off. Yeah, we don't have that much height from on the road there. I think maybe
Bravo,
getting on this
actual,
closer one.
Look to set up and start drawing that kill zone for us.
I'll set up demolitions here.
Yeah.
Ashford, following the ridge line, moving a little bit closer as Bravo is going to have a different kill zone from us if you stay there.
So you want us to move closer to the road?
Keep follow the ridge line, but try to close a little bit the distance. From there is the curve on the road. That is obscuring us a little bit. Moving forward, we might have better right now range.
Eyes are good where we are at right now.
What we'll look to do, I think we'll look to have Alpha engage the front half of the convoy, they'll engage the first vehicle. Bravo, you're prioritising the rear and any retreating infantry.
Okay, so with this condition, I think that's fine over there.
Well, Ashford, for whatever for the battle, I think that from there it's fine, I guess. We will probably have to look at two different kill zones. Like, oh, maybe.
Not. So where we are now, kind of good. Bravo can fire here, Alpha can fire here. So something like this.
I'm gonna try and set up the Apers. Trying to block their rear, I guess.
Yeah, try that.
Bravo actuals and the sit rep.
Oh, 200 meters. We're not even. We're in the grenade range. Okay.
What was that?
230 meters from our position, so we are in 40 mics range.
Okay. The Apers is planted in that bush. When the demolitions go off, they should fly somewhere from up here.
Start Bravo. So yeah, you're going to be concentrating on the rear of the convoy. You're going to let it pass you slightly once it hits the.
Okay, that's good.
So they have a little escape.
Alpha's going to be looking to fire on the first vehicle. Bravo,
you guys are firing on the first vehicle.
Hold on a second.
Rocket fire, over.
You guys are firing on the first vehicle, so.
Yeah, we're gonna fire on the first vehicle. You want that to be the initiation?
Yeah, sure. Kind of depends on the explosives.
So around so when the first vehicle is passed over the demo charges, we are looking to fire on it. Yep. Then you make it explode.
Yep, good. Let's head out to our squad. Charges are in place, Apers are in place, marked map.
Copy that. Let's begin pre-ranging, guys. Get your eyes set, get your firing lane sorted.
Natural cover to dip behind.
Not putting up
Probably
trenches.
gonna have to retreat straight east and then hook north for the RP1.
Alpha Bravo FTLs once you've got back to your fire team.
No trenches. Apparently AI sees it.
Position of your fire team members, and then we'll look to begin executing the recon.
Cool. So I definitely just ran all the way over here. You saw that, right? Yep. Cool. All right, guys. You happy with your position?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So you're very much kind of like closing the door on the convoy. I know I'm preaching to the choir, and you guys probably know more than I do. So the idea is to let the convoy pass slightly, and then you're going to look to basically close the door for them and keep them nicely trapped in the middle, confused in this nice open area.
That sounds good. My only gripe is that we don't have a retreat point. So if we head north, we're still in lines of fire from the enemy. So I'm thinking we just head east and then hook around northwest on our fallback.
That's fine, mate. The vehicle where I've put it in the RP point, technically it is away from the road and away from the open area, so they can't technically see that. But yeah, you do have to kind of walk uphill to it, so I know what you're saying. What I'll do, mate, if you want to put the fallback point, we'll shift that east slightly.
No, just keep the retreat point where it is. We'll just retreat in a triangle formation.
That's fine. Shift east and then back on yourself. That's okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah, like this.
Alright, mate. Perfect.
Sergeant, I haven't gotten to shoot anything yet.
All in good time, my friend. Alright, Rodal, mate, get that drone up in the air.
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, sorry. I mean, sorry.
Range all set up on the map.
Perfect.
Road straight west is 100 meters. The building southwest is 200.
Right, mate, what I meant is begin reconning the ASR.
I am on it.
Legend.
I think I'm laying in a beehive.
Not an ant's nest?
This terrain's cool though. I like this map.
So we have 2 MGs. Okay.
Cool. Alpha actual. The markers on the road are from are rangers from Bravo's position. Feel free to mark your own in red.
Copy that, actual.
Yeah, so you glossed over the security portion, but I'm thinking as long as you have a drone operator, you basically have your
basically, yeah. We know that where the enemy. Yeah, we know that our flanks are secure in hyphen.
Rodol, you prep post AT?
I got AT. I'm pre-range.
Alright. You guys on stage convoy at all? Alright, you guys happy here, yeah?
Super.
Alright, I'm going to head back to Alpha. And I'm going to run really quickly over that. I'm going to run and...
I have no eyes on any convoy.
I mean, neither. I can see pretty far down the road.
Yeah, I can see all the way to the sea. Still no eyes.
Alright, Alpha Bravo, let's stand by. We're waiting on a recon flight to ascertain the convoy's location. Rodal Abate, once you've spotted the stage convoy, go ahead and bring that droid down, and then we'll look to see if they're moving.
Copy that.
Rodal Abate, sit rep on spotting stage convoy.
Yeah, I'm no eyes on the stage convoy. Might be black on thermals. Gonna pressure further south if you want. Otherwise, you just kick it off.
Okay. Yeah, check 020 TAC 090 over.
It's like 2K away.
Yeah. Yeah, my son. Alright. There's one tracked, BMP type 80. One BTR.
You're not calling out on radio.
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting my heads up. They are a forward element. Then we got 1, 2, 3 Urals. be the rear, and then maybe a rear guard. Hold up.
So that's 6 or 7 vehicles.
Alpha Bravo, this is actual. Be advised, seems the convoy is pushing through the town of Ojala at this time. Stand by
BTR.
and keep your eyes peeled. Look to commence on Morse fire. Over.
Actual uniform spotter.
Send it.
I got a 1 times BMP Type 80, 1 times BTR rolling as a scout for the convoy, with 3 times Euro as convoy elements, and a BTR 80 at the rear of the convoy. I'll copy over.
Copy on last, Rodal. So guys, it looks like we have 1 times BMP, 1 times BTR, 3 times Ural, and then 1 times rear BTR as the rear element.
Actual uniform looks like the spacing of the convoy has condensed. They're now moving as a single unit.
Copy on last, guys. Alright, this
ETA is about 2
convoy's going to be...
If I'm 2 minutes ETA. Body bell on engine. Eyes on. 700 meters south-southwest.
ETA for mines is going to be about 1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes, guys. 1.5 minutes.
Open up on Alpha SQ.
Actual Bravo, audio, tracked vehicle. 1 minute.
Riddle, getting cover.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Alpha's eyes on first vehicle standby.
Alpha, on your fire.
Clear.
Engage,
Go.
engage. Check TRP1, 1 times BTR engaging.
BTR is down. Got a rear BTR coming up, so we should fall back.
Bravo, actual, begin lighting up the rear element at TRP1. Light them up.
Bingo on AT. Anyone with AT?
Is that the BRV?
How long is this gonna take?
Yeah.
No, that's further down the road.
Okay, I'm back up.
Oh, you were down?
Yeah, I was down.
Jeez.
Right behind you.
Yeah, that was too.
That's
Bravo, engage. Alpha, continue engaging. Bravo, pull out, break contact.
Bravo, break!
Breaking contact.
Hunter, break!
breaking.
Hunter! Seatbelt, break!
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over my gun if you were yelling at me earlier.
Yeah, I was yelling Hunter, sorry. Bravo, moving to RP1.
Copy that. Continue pushing to RP1. Alpha, break contact. Push to RP1 now.
Where's Jupiter?
Hey, that's me.
No, where's Rodal then? No.
Hi, that's him.
No, it's
Oh,
about
where is he?
He's right there.
Oh.
He took the long route.
Listen, I did what I said I was gonna do. Come on, we talked about this, guys.
We had cover and concealment though. You went too far.
That's true.
You took the scenic route.
Okay, Bravo, mount up.
Mounting.
Okay, mount up. Fast.
Alpha Bravo, sound off and fully mounted.
Okay, get up, Fox. Alpha fully mounted.
Bravo, all in.
Right, let's rock and roll. Alright, is everyone does anyone need to rush off? If they need to, they're more than welcome to.
Oh, we're getting fired.
Ambush. I love the sound of AR fire in the evening.
Anyone need medical
Cavalry.
assistance?
I'm patching myself up.
Yeah, I'm helping.
I jumped. I think I jumped into Campbell back last.
Not enough to handle that 50.
Yeah.
Same here, mine is different.
Then remember me the meme.
Waypoint 2, but I do set up a hasty ambush. I want Alpha on the right side of the road facing south, Bravo on the left side of the road facing south at waypoint 2.
Bravo, left side of the road.
Okay, Alpha right side of the road.
FTLs, I'll leave it up to you to pick a better position or a good concealed position. You guys have got 2 minutes to set up.
Okay.
Alpha, you got any AT left?
I think only one on Hunter.
I got
still
a
one.
javelin.
No, I do. Never mind.
Dismount.
I'll grab a heat.
Dismount.
Dismount.
Grab more ammo if you need to, guys. Let's get this ambush set up quick.
Okay, Alpha right side of the road. Oh my god, that's bad. Push it to the
Bravo,
push it to
southeast, up on the hill.
Southeast hill.
Alpha Bravo, call set when you're in position.
Okay, guys, find cover, face south.
Cover facing south.
Are we too close to the road here?
It's a fork, so they'll probably come
The middle one.
the road over there. Yeah.
Oh, there's a hill between us and them. Then
Yeah, then
unless we're
move
gonna
southwest.
engage them at the intersection there.
Push a little bit further south, you should get a view. Okay. You guys set?
Yeah.
Actual Bravo is set.
Alpha, actually, how are you guys looking?
Digging trenches, but we are almost ready.
Whatever we did, guys, we confused the heck out of the enemy because they're still pushing on our old position. So good work, guys. Stand by for infantry contacts south.
One javelin around, so I'll use it for any hard targets we get.
Alright, guys, we're going to do the best to do what's called a close ambush and not a far ambush. We're going to try and get to the enemy within 50 meters. If that is not possible, look to engage as soon as you're spotted.
Enemies are pushing from the left side of the road.
Good copy. Copy. Alpha Bravo, stay concealed. Do not engage until they are within 50 meters or you are engaged by the enemy. Over.
Alpha, you take priority on vehicles.
Bravo, you've got infantry contact moving to your southeast.
Hey guys, open up.
Pulling mics up, guys.
Troop thrust down.
Troop is down, copy. Suppressing.
Reloading.
Jeez, I didn't even see you when I'm shooting. It just felt like one dude.
Flash, one times BTR inbound. Hit that thing with some AT, guys. Good hit on target. Keep engaging. Pop smoke, break contact, pull back.
Pop smoke.
Destroy this position. Up time, guys.
Break.
All I had was flash.
I didn't see almost anything. I just shot it.
Support, let's move. Cypult.
Alpha Bravo, sound off and fully mounted.
Bravo, go ahead and mount up.
Okay, Alpha, ready?
Lovely. Good work, gents.
Bravo, all in.
Hunter, okay.
I'm in.
Okay, Alpha fully mounted.
Hold fire.
God, my ears.
Did anybody remember the video where there is like the private on the rifle range with a machine gun? It's the drill sergeant that say, "Private, machine gun! It's a machine gun!" Okay, and they start blasting full auto.
Yeah.
That one remembers me. All this firing.
Yeah.
I was trying
It's
to
a
go.
machine gun,
I was
and
trying
then,
to empty the
German,
box, and
music
there's
kicks
a lot
in.
more left on it.
Yeah.
Alright, stand by.
Stand by.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by.
And dismount.
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 Actually,
Sorry.
there
Oh! Oh! Come down.
Well
Oh,
done, and it survived.
down.
The drone survived. Alright, guys. We'll, yeah, go ahead and just have a quick AAR on me. I mean, we managed to squeeze that in within an hour with a bit of practical and a bit of classroom. So, a bit of, yeah. Everyone enjoy that this evening, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good balance between the two. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but it's just want to try and get everyone on the same page that we know the differences between a hasty, deliberate, excuse me, having a drink, ambushes, and the different types of formations. So, does everyone kind of feel that they could go from this evening? And if someone, came towards them and said, "Look, I want you to set up a hasty ambush or a prepared ambush, everyone would be confident enough to go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. That's basically what I wanted to hear. So that realistically, that was a very successful, deliberate, and hasty ambush. The first ambush was incredible because you actually managed to confuse the AI, who was still firing at your old position. So that kind of shows how far the AI's come along. So yeah, that was perfect, guys. Absolutely perfect. A few things I may have spotted. I think Bravo was a bit reluctant to really dig trenches or any hard cover. You guys were a little bit exposed, but it's not the end of the world. You could still pick kind of cover to get behind, but don't be afraid to dig trenches, even if one of you digs it while the other one kind of stays guard. So, yeah. So this evening, guys, you engaged 3 times your all's worth of infantry, motorized infantry. You destroyed 1 times BMP, and you destroyed 2 times BTRs, along with an additional 2 squads worth of infantry. So, yes, I think that's quite a lot for 1 squad to achieve in 1 evening. Should all give yourselves a pat on the back, 'cause that's pretty decent. So yeah, no real gripes or anything, I don't think, from my end. I'll go ahead and do the FTLs last, but we'll just go ahead and give you guys the floor. Give us some pros and cons, anything you enjoyed, anything you didn't enjoy. Let's start with... Sorry, I was grabbing a pencil and paper. Fuck off, dog. Right, Hunter.
Yeah, I was happy. Good stuff.
Come here, you. Hang on, 2 seconds. Oh, bless you. Right.
Want me to come here? I'm here.
No,
What's
sorry.
up?
It's the dog. You're right. Go on. Yeah, good boy. All right. Sorry, Hunter. Pros and cons. Sorry. Pros and cons, mate.
Yeah, I was happy.
Happy. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Enjoyed that. Yeah. So, I believe you are technically slotted up in the AR role for Alf for Bravo. I think that's correct. Am I wrong? Oh my god, I can't even remember my own roll call. That's really bad. Bear with me. So, obviously, I think one thing I spotted with the idea of goodness sakes. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Yes, you are in Bravo. I am correct. Never doubt yourself, Leo. Right. Yeah. So one thing I noticed with you last week is burst fire is the most important thing about ARs. I'm sure Jupiter will back me up on that bad boy. Is that a controlled fire is always more preferable with an AR rather than going full cyclic. Unless you're Derry and you're looking to de-stress and fire a full cyclic at the enemy, then that's allowed. But when we're in a kind of a controlled environment like this and we're looking to engage the enemy and suppress them, on point, then look to use burst fire. There's loads of different ones that I've heard. This goes for all weapons as well. So a good one that I think that I personally use is die motherfucker die, and that's literally counting how long. So it usually is about a 3-round burst. Jupiter, is there any others or any proper ones?
If you'd like, I can keep folders on my phone of weapon information. I have one for the 249.
Go for it.
Just give me 1 second here.
Well, the idea with the AR, is to suppress the enemy, but you still need to kind of be accurate and concise with where you're firing. I know probably in real life, Hunter, you've used the real one. So obviously just try and translate that into the game as more as possible.
Sorry, I don't have the. So, do you want me to talk on it real quick for a second?
Yes, please. Yes, please, mate. By all means.
So, with ambushes, what you'll often do is your team leader, or squad leader, whoever, depending on the size of the ambush and what you're up against, will designate a time for the AR to go full cyclic. So, when you first initiate, you're just putting out that wall of lead. Ammo management, just don't run out of ammo. So you have to keep that in mind, but usually it'll be like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that he just wants you to hold down on the trigger and just ride it through that convoy. And similar to that is if the AR goes down, a lot of times the M4 on the left or right will switch to full auto and dump a mag while he's reloading to keep up that rate of fire or start firing in burst. But yeah, once you get down to your controlled fire, there's like your like 4-second bursts and like the
sustained and rapid.
Yeah, those are the terms. So cyclic, sustained, and rapid. Basically, your cyclic is full auto, and then your sustained is like a 4-second burst, and then your rapid is like your shorter like type thing. I can't. The words are hard right now.
Rapid is 8 to 10 round burst with 2 to 3 second spacing.
There you go.
And then sustained is a 4 to 5 round burst with a 4 to 5 second spacing.
Perfect. Yeah, that sums up perfect. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, that was the gist of what I was doing. I did cyclic initially, and then I switched to rapid after that.
Yep.
I can never remember the exact numbers.
So yeah, that goes back to what I think I said in the little brief, the little practical, classroom portion. Is the idea is that once you first start engaging the ambush, is to fully light them up, fully suppress them, and really get let the leather down or the wall of steel. So, and then afterwards, then look to once it's spread out or there's been dismounts, then look to really control your fire and really become accurate rather than look to suppress. So, yeah, bang on, lovely. I'm glad you're happy, Hunter. If you're happy, I am happy. So that's what matters most. Rodal, on to you, mate.
Yeah, I had fun. I liked how we employed the Hasty Ambush as well. In SPs, it's very difficult to get that going. So, yeah, good job, Vati.
Smashing. Alright. My pencil's gone freaking numb. Hang on. Why can I never find a pencil when I need one? Right, I'm going to have to use a pen. Yep, cool. I agree with you there, mate. It's good to be able to squeeze in both. You can understand the differences between the two and why it happens, and the idea that how the difference in setup time. Although Alpha still managed to dig trenches, it was still obviously very quick. They had to pick a position quickly, which you guys executed really well. So did you, Bravo. You picked a nice elevated terrain area, and it really created that nice ambush on either side that basically allowed the enemy to come in. I think you engaged them at I think it was about 75 meters, which was perfect. So it was close enough to get the jump on them. So
can I just commend Fox here?
Yeah, go for it.
We picked a position at first. We realized it was a terrible position, and then we moved because we figured we had time. So yeah, good job to Fox to recognize a bad position when he sees one.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I don't mind you guys making mistakes at all in the slices. It's all about owning it and then taking that to the next time it happens, then knowing that you're not going to do it again. So, yeah, and let me write that down better. Initiative. There we go. Yep.
Can I just mention as well with the trenches initially?
Yep.
I heard Jupiter say that the AI actually spots trenches. I don't know if that's correct or wrong.
Yeah, that was the gist of why we didn't dig them initially at Bravo, because we didn't want to reveal our position.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if they do or not. I've never heard anything personally along those lines. I will feel free to check that up, actually, because that's very useful information for us.
Yeah. Because I did feel the AI got very close to our position without, us being spotted. That's not usually the case.
I'm curious if it's that the AI can see through the trenches, and thus when you're like kneeling behind it, they see your full kneeling posture rather than if you're prone on the ground.
I'm not sure, because I know that there's certain things like bushes and certain big bushes and whatnot. The enemy don't see them, so that's the reason why you think you're in cover, but you're not. I don't know if that's the same with trenches. It might be the same case. I'm not sure. Let me chase that, guys, because that's very useful.
Somebody told me that when we were doing an SP a few weeks ago, and then I've just noticed since they told me that every time we dig a trench, like they see us from farther away. So I don't know for sure, but I feel like it's true.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. So
I think with the amount of concealment we had over there, we did pretty well though, even without the trenches.
You guys have dug in behind trees quite nicely, and you picked the best hard cover that was available to you. That's the idea, is to always fire. And that's another thing taken from the FTX on the weekend, is to always fire from cover or some sort of concealed, the best position possible, whether it's a tree, a bush, or Rodal. Hide behind him and fire over his head. I don't mind. So
I also want to say that, like, if we're doing ambush where the idea is contact for 30 seconds, the enemy won't have time to dismount and return fire properly if we take out their mounted guns. So being in the open doesn't really matter that much, because you would have breaking contact before the enemy is able to respond, right?
Pretty much.
Assuming everything goes well.
Assuming everything goes well. With us guys, everything always goes according to plan.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So yeah, saying that everything this evening went pretty bang on. I mean, as I said, the amount that we engaged for one squad is pretty awesome. And Campbell, mate, smashing job with the friggin' launcher. I think you didn't actually miss a target this evening. So hats off to you, mate. So I'm very happy with that. Are you happy to take that role, because you've owned it this evening and earned it? So
yeah, absolutely.
Smashing, mate. That's Beautiful news. Lovely. Cool. And I'm waffling as always. Cyport, mate.
No, I think we did great. I actually already mentioned my stuff about like the not digging trenches because we had decent concealment. We didn't want to reveal the position too early. But no, beyond that, I think it was great.
Brilliant, mate. No, top work from yourself this evening with that AR as well. Yeah. Lovely. On to you, Jeep, mate.
Yeah, so thanks for letting me come. I haven't been to a SP other than my own in ages. And I just saw you guys on, and I never get to play with Abate anymore because he lives in a dumb part of the world. And it was cool to see you guys do your thing. I really, really liked the academic portion, the classroom portion. I think not enough squads, again, it's been a while since I've made the rounds, but I feel like not enough squads do that. I think you covered the ambushes really well for Arma. Ambushes are tough in Arma because you're by doctrine, you're only supposed to ambush when you have a 3-to-1 majority, but we don't do that now because it would be super boring. And us shooting like 4 dudes or something like that. So you're always fighting a bunch of dudes, and like you were talking about with the trenches, you're selecting a concealed position, not a fighting position. And that is not me. That is a different person.
I see you.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I'll just leave it there. Yeah, great job. That was fun.
Oh, appreciate it, mate. No, and cheers for coming along. Always welcome, definitely. Put that there. Cool. Smashing. Fox, the legend, on to you, mate.
I thought you wanted to do FTLs at the rear.
Oh, yep, no, I do. Yep, no, I'm completely blind. Don't worry. Campbell, it should be.
Yep. So I had fun with the mods. It was good practice. I wish Hans was here. He needs a little bit of help with his accuracy, so he kind of missed out this week. But yeah, I had fun. It was a good time.
See you, Jupiter.
See you, Jupe.
Yeah, see you, Jupiter, mate.
Yes.
So yeah, Campbell, mate, you were, did you have someone pre-ranged for you, or were you doing it kind of?
Yep, the whole team.
Perfect. Well, that's good stuff. Brilliant stuff, Baroni. And yeah, that's good. You didn't miss a shot from that, so I appreciate it. Brilliant. Anything else, mate?
Nope, that's it.
Smashing. All right, Ashford, on to you, bud.
Yeah, it was really good. I don't know. Did any? Wait, yeah, I think Brony actually got hit, but yeah, most people from Alpha I don't think got hit. So yeah, it was very good.
Minor wounds. That's cool.
Yeah, by the looks, you're the only one that got hit, Abati.
No,
that's not true. Fox went down.
Yeah,
Cyport went down.
Jupiter went down. I went down twice.
Oh, I know. I know what I did. I was in the trench behind Campbell, and to see out the BMP, I stepped behind Campbell and got smacked by the back blast. And I think on my side, I smacked Abate with the back blast.
Yeah. So when I was sort of slightly in Zeus, so yeah, that's all good. Just if I'm there, if I'm in Zeus, just fire. I don't really mind too much.
Sounds like we were safer with our no trenches.
Yeah, haircut. So, I did have to intervene slightly, but it's necessity. It allows you guys to keep kind of rolling through. So brilliant. Cool. And that's right. On to you next, Fox. Yeah, good stuff from yourself this evening. I mean, that accurate AR fire on the side there at the first portion was bang on, and just
that's all Seapold and
good setup. I mean, the setup position you had was
that's right on.
But anyway, again at the second one as well, because that was pretty spot on. The idea that knowing that the first position you take is bad, and then moving on to the second one, that's what it's kind of all about. Is that if you do make a mistake, you got to kind of own it and then kind of move on to what's next. So good stuff for yourself this evening, mate. Cyport Rodal, was he vocal enough this evening? Was he good? Was he giving out orders when?
Yeah, I think maybe when we do the disengage command, it needs to be over the radio because I couldn't hear him over my gun.
Oh, fair enough. I did call it myself over the radio. So
oh, did you? Then I was just deaf. I guess.
No,
yeah,
it's all
and
good.
honestly, I was yelling Hunter, not Seapold.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Oh, brilliant. So
yeah, we swapped this week. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I need to
That's
notice that.
So yeah, we are slightly understaffed, and hence why we didn't have the Sierra either. So having the Sierra be able to fire is obviously a big helpful point because that 50 cal can penetrate BTRs. So, but yeah, no, I think from taking initiative and setting up your fire team, Fox bang on, and giving out orders was all right. So yeah, hit me.
I think all have been said.
Yeah.
I took a bunch of unlucky stray rounds to the head, so that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, man, really unlucky. I think I was watching in Zeus, and I think one tracer fire actually hit the hill in front of you, bounced up and hit you in the head. So yeah, unlucky, man. So yes, I think that's everything written down there. Cool, Brody, on to you, mate.
Well, except good job to everybody. I don't really know what else to add. I really liked how the BMP eat 3 AT rounds and still managed to don't explode. So I got scared that it was still active and it would turn the turret towards us and say, "Hey, come to Vietnam, bitch." But that hopefully didn't happen. So yeah, except that I really liked how we operated. Both fire teams, good coordination. The first ambush, I think we pretty much nailed it. Well, I don't really know what else to say.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think this evening, guys, everything was textbook really. I think we were super effective at engaging and neutralising that convoy, and I'm quite happy with that because I kind of feel better about how everything's went on Sunday now that we actually managed to nail that. So yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say, kind of gripe wise, but there wasn't really many. So yeah, that's it, gents. Anything else anyone wants to add? Yeah, hit me, Fox. Go for it.
Did the demos actually blow something up? It should have had a truck with it.
Yes, no, it did. Yes.
I think the second vehicle, at least the second vehicle, got blew by the.
Yes.
Yeah, the first transport truck got blown up.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
you nailed that thing. So
and then, interestingly, the infantry still dismounted from the flaming wreck.
Yeah, somehow.
Well,
but
we had the Apers fire on the back of the convoy, so I'm not quite sure what that took out.
The Apers, I think, got the BTR because it was knocked out.
I had the BTR with my AT.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay.
So
Apers are just anti-infantry, not a vehicle.
Well,
yeah, but
something.
BTR isn't a ton of protection.
Still.
One other thing as well that was stupid. We all know the difference between a BTR and a BMP. I don't need an early gloss on this. I was told to do it by Nomad because apparently someone put a spot rep in for a
That
BTR.
was you! That was you wanker!
No, but I didn't see it. I was past that information and I passed it up.
No, I passed the information. There's a BMP and you said BTR.
Yep. I got it recorded on the
We got it on video.
Oh, okay. Well, that's me. That's me.
That's on YouTube.
That's me. All right. So yeah, that's the only other thing. Basically, we got as more recon stuff comes into play. Apparently, we have to be more accurate and more on the nose with what we roll up. But realistically, the three types is a BMP. The things that we come across against Russian armed forces is a BMP, a BTR, and an MBT. If you can be more accurate with the MBT classification, yes, BRDM as well, recon class. But yeah, if you can obviously be more accurate with the type of MBT, so there's obviously T70s, T82s, T90s, all that crap, T55s, all that jazz. But we'll look to gloss on that probably more on the next SP, guys. So yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with how tonight went. I'm pretty pleased. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Apologies for the classroom portion, but I'm hoping it was quite informative and everyone got what they wanted to from it.
No, don't apologize for that. That was great.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Smashing.
it was really good.
All right, guys. Yeah, you are dismissed. Go run free. I just put a banana on the floor.
I'm gonna be free like your banana.
Good stuff, guys. Yeah, I might hop onto TAC 2 myself in a little bit. But yeah, no, it's good to catch up with you all. So been a pretty mental week for myself, so it's all I always look forward to Sundays with you guys. But again, there'll be a couple of people doing Warfare Wednesday for makeup, which is hopefully Schultz, Taylor, and Hans. So do all feel free to attend that.
Also,
and Car as well. Yeah, Car. Apologies. Yeah, Car as well. So
also,
Mechanized Monday is an official op now.
It is. I will be in. I should hopefully be in attendance for that tomorrow, depending on how I get on with work. So yeah. be brilliant if we can all get together for that. It'd be good fun to roll out, and obviously it's mechanized as well. It's
Yeah, we had personnel issues last week, so it'd be great to have a few people at least show up so we can try and fill it in.
Yeah.
But
Perfect.
it must be an alliteration. Marauders Mechanized Monday.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yeah. It is official now, isn't it? That's good.
Yeah,
Yep. This will be the first week it's official.
Cool. Well, I will be in attendance tomorrow, guys, and I hope to see you all there. I myself am going to go make a drink and perhaps grab a bite to eat, and then I will be on TAC 2 if anyone fancies joining me. I would also maybe like to watch... Fox, did you fancy maybe watching the FTX from last weekend?
Corrupt file.
Nice.
I'm trying to fix it, but it's I don't think
it's not the end of the world. It's one to not necessarily. It's not the most imperative one because I think after both 5 and 6 went down, it kind of all went a bit south from there anyway. So have you got this evening recorded?
Yep.
Smash.
I just hope it's not corrupted like last
time. Awesome stuff. Alright guys, yeah, free to disappear. I myself am going to hop on TAC 2 in about half an hour or so I hope to see you there. If not, I will catch up with you all in the week. Hope you all survive it all. And yeah, cool. We've got